Everyone, and welcome. We're here at the SUNY Purchase Ground for match number 18 of the United States Premier League, Phase 2. But before I'd like to go any further, I'd like to thank our title sponsor, CBTF Speed News, the most reliable gaming platform in the world, as well as our associate sponsor, MTR. Today's matchup is between the Washington Seattle Hawks and the New Jersey Titans. I'd like to call up the Washington Seattle Hawks captain, Bayzat Sadeki, after winning the toss. Bayzat, if you may, you've won the toss. What have you elected to do and why?
We're gonna bowl first. Because we just want to see. We're gonna make some change in the strategy. Last time, we batted first. We didn't really do well, so we just want to do something different this time and see what happens.
Yeah, last game, around 44 runs for no loss, but a batting collapse leading to 102 for all out. What have you as a captain done to ensure that the batting unit takes a bit more responsibility on their end?
Yeah, we had a talk with the middle order batsmen, and including myself. The way I started, I thought I could have gone a bit farther, but unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. But we did talk to the batsmen in the middle order. They have to take some responsibilities at the time.
All right, thank you. Any changes in your squad?
There's several. Marvin Darlington is coming back. Asad Ali, the fast bowler from Pakistan, he's coming back. And we have, I believe, that's pretty much it.
Thank you so much, Bayzat. All the best. I'd like to call over the NJ Titans captain, Tej Patel. Tej, lost the toss, put into bat. How you feeling?
Originally, we wanted to bat first. The history says second game in the day, it's good to bat on, put on the target, and let them chase it.
I know that NJ Titans have been pretty good. Phase 1, semi-finalists. Phase 2, you're 3-1 in the top 4. How are you looking to continue the momentum, and what is the secret to your team's success?
The momentum is good. We have a very deep batting lineup, and our bowling is just coming together, and we would like to continue that.
Lastly, do you have any changes in your squad?
Yes, we have Rahul and Rahil coming in, two good spinners, and hopefully they'll do a good job containing them.
Thank you, Tej. All the best. And the news from the middle is the Washington Seattle Hawks have won the toss, and they're going to start their innings with the ball in hand. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Match number 18 here between the Washington Seattle Hawks and the New Jersey Titans. I'm Arjun Singh, and alongside me will be Carl Bennett, who is not here at the moment, so I'll be taking proceedings on my own for now. The news from the middle is that the Washington Seattle Hawks have won the toss and have elected to bowl first, similar to what the Florida Sharks had done in the previous match today. Got news from the toss that Marvin Darlington, one addition who is added in the squad. Numerous changes for the Washington Seattle Hawks on this occasion, hoping for a victory. They're 1-3 right now and they need a win. So today's match is critical for them. On the flip side, they're against the New Jersey Titans, a team which is 3-1, have had successful Phase 1 and Phase 2 campaigns. 3-1 at the top 4 right now. Tej Patel standing in for captaincy today. No Navin Stewart. He told me that the camp is very excited. They're rolling strong. Lots of wins for them across these two phases, so they're looking to continue where they left off. No Salil Yadav for the Washington Hawks either, someone who's played at the IPL and Ranji level. We saw him last game against the Pennsylvania Cavaliers. And the two batsmen making their way in, Daniel Williams and Dave Singh. Bayzat Sadeki did mention at the toss that he's had a conversation with the batting lineup. We know that last game they were on 44 for no loss and collapsed to 102 all out against the Pennsylvania Cavaliers. So I was talking to Bayzat about it, and he said is reinforced to the batting lineup that things like that cannot happen. They need to take more responsibility, himself included. And alongside me, Carl Bennett has now joined in the commentary box. Good afternoon, Carl.
Good afternoon, Aryan. The great Aryan Singh. And so we're back for match number 18. Match number 18 of the US Premier League. Phase 2 well and truly underway. And this is a very interesting matchup. Washington, Seattle Hawks, and the New Jersey Titans. Both teams missing a couple of their stalwart players. Washington without the services of Vandit Prajapati. And of course, New Jersey without the services of Prajapati. And of course, we have also seen that the usual captain, Navin Stewart, is not available today. And so that will prove to be an interesting matchup to overcome, or an interesting and certainly a big situation to overcome, as the first ball is upcoming. Starts with a dot. And so, Aryan, we're off and ready for match 18.
Yeah, good leave there from the opening batsman. Asad Ali coming into bowl. A new change for the Washington Seattle Hawks, as Baizet Siddiqui mentioned at the toss. One of the several changes that they have made. A must-win game for them. Bottom at the table. Need these crucial 4 points.
That they do. New Jersey Titans got off to a great start at the beginning of Phase 2, defeating the Phase 1 champions. And so they are looking to improve their fortunes here as another dot is registered. And if we should look at the table, after the matches that the match that we saw earlier today, it comes down to a table now that looks a little bit different. So we'll keep you updated in terms of how things have changed from just the standpoint of teams vying for contention. The Pennsylvania Cavaliers continue to lead, undefeated, 4-0. They'll play tomorrow, so a couple of interesting matchups. The Maryland Mavericks are in second place. Full toss.
Good looking shot there from Dave Singh. Runs away to the boundary like a tracer bullet. And that's an incredible shot, a flick over the leg side to open the account for the New Jersey Titans.
So overpitched, and you see it there, just using the pace of the delivery, finding the gap expertly. And so he gets up and running with a very clean strike, looking good and finding the gap. Vacant. Again, we're in the power play, so there are lots of spaces in the field outside of the 30-yard circle. And no player at mid-wicket. And so Dev Singh taking advantage.
He's a good player. Dave Singh has played for Jammu and Kashmir at the Ranji level, has led them respectively, has a lot of experience back home, was considered an IPL probable. So a lot of experience backing Dave Singh today.
So he was a prospect that a lot was expected from. And he is plying his trade here. Called upon to help to establish a good foundation here for the New Jersey Titans, who were sent in.
Nice looking drive from Dave
Breathing.
Singh. Will run away to the boundary. That Ranji experience backing Dave Singh. A good looking stroke off the middle of the bat. 8 runs already for the New Jersey Titans.
So exquisite looking drive, sublime, just picking the cover gap expertly again, and once it was through the gap, it raced away. So really looking a solid player is Dev Singh. He's up and away and looking really good at this juncture. So consecutive boundaries for Singh.
Good intent there from Dave Singh. Misses it on that occasion. 8 from the over. A good over from a New Jersey Titans standpoint. 8 for no loss after 1.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
And we are back for the second over in this matchup between the New Jersey Titans and the Washington Seattle Hawks. Asif Mahmood comes in to bowl the second over to Daniel Williams, a man who has represented the New Jersey Stallions at the minor league level. Has a bit of experience, these two, batting for the New Jersey Titans. Tries to cut on that occasion. Gets nothing but wind on that one. Daniel Williams coming out onto the middle.
So good pace from Asif Mahmood. Just looking to find a good line, a steady line here that can effect a dismissal. We'll look to separate this partnership early on, as if these two do get settled. Could be a long... Oh, he's pulled it on! So play it on. Daniel Williams getting a short ball that he's looking to pull through the onside and succeeds in just getting an under edge. And you see it here, just drags it right onto the middle stump. And so he has to go. The first wicket falls with the second ball of the second over. It's now 8 for 1.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
And welcome back, everyone. One down for the New Jersey Titans as Daniel Williams chops on. Second ball off Asif Mahmood. Newman Ewart Nicholson comes in at number 3. Coming in a bit early. Only one over in, assisting Dave Singh with batting procedures.
Well, Ewart Nicholson, a quality player, 360 player, individual who was really elegant to watch. Gets one that he's working away down towards fine leg and will get away here with a couple at least. And so they easily scamper through for 2 as the man from deep square leg had to run a long way to get the fine leg, and you see him there. He had to do really good work to pull that one back inside the boundary rope. So Ewart Nicholson is away. 10 on the board for the loss of 1 wicket.
Yeah, good fielding there from the man at deep square leg. Had to run a lot, had to cover a lot there, but does his job, saves crucial runs for the team. Good slower one there from Asif Mahmood, just misses the stumps.
So Nicholson comes in certainly earlier than his team would have wanted, and of course he's in on the dismissal of Daniel Williams, and so he'll have to take some sheen off this ball, as well as, and will be a wide, and Haider Ali had to go a long way to his right just to keep that one from going for more runs, and so that one will have to be reballed.
Like to see what the Washington Seattle Hawks have in store today. Baizat Siddiqui was saying that wants to go with a new game plan for today. Elected to bowl first after winning the toss, so possibly a new change in strategy here for them, Carl.
And that's something that we'll have to watch and see how they approach this. The New Jersey Titans are without a couple of their key players. Navin Stewart not in their lineup today. Vandit Prajapati, who has been one of 2 Centurions in the league so far, he too is out. Santosh Ventaru not available, so a good number of their usual stalwarts missing in action today. And so hence Tej Patel has taken the reins as the skipper, and this one is being tugged away down through fine leg for a boundary. And so effective off the blade of Nicholson. He picks up a boundary here, and so that pushes the tally along, and that will close out. The second over. It's 15 for 1.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
Asad Ali comes back for his second. Was punched for 2 boundaries by Dave Singh. Elegant batting from Dave Singh. Just tucks it away towards the man at backward point for a dot ball. Some good bowling from the Washington Seattle Hawks. Have been hit for some boundaries, but picked up a key wicket here already, Caro.
And a wicket that's was well needed. That said, they still have more work to do here. That's Dave Singh and Ewart Nicholson, 2 very key players for the New Jersey Titans. Again, missing Prajapati, who is their best batter. He's unavailable. Also missing the services of Navin Stewart. And Stewart, a good all-rounder. This one is punched up into the offside. Can't beat extra cover, so score remains unchanged. So a good start here for Ali, as he has done well. Conceded 8 runs in his first over, and so asked here to do a job at the top for the Washington Seattle Hawks. And he turns at the top of his mark. A long run up here. We believe this is the international Pakistani player, Asad Ali. And showing the blade is Dave Singh, just pressing forward. And one thing we'll say, as we have certainly complained about how this surface has been uneven and unpredictable, and we saw a very low scoring match in match number 1 between the New York Gothams. In a match that was won by the Florida Sharks against the New York Gothams. But now that we've seen some, what we might say, some first class players in this particular matchup, it will be interesting to watch to see how they approach their innings here. Do they still approach it in the same way as we saw the Gothams and Sharks batters approach their innings, or do they use a different technique? Will we see sounder technical approach from these batters, particularly as we look here at Dave Singh, who we know is a batter of quality and a batter that has played at a very high level, having played Ranji Trophy, etc. So do we see that technical ability come to the fore? 15 for 1. And again, this time he wants 1, but Nicholson not interested, sends him back straight away.
Staying quite low, isn't he? Dave saying a bit too much of a squat, a bit more of what we see usually in batsmen, only a little bend of the legs. But for him, he's going all the way down. He's got his head in position. Good technical player, seems Dave Singh.
Does seem a player of immense quality, and So far, we've seen him middle the ball quite well, particularly the ball pitched back of a length. He's in behind and really presenting the full face of the blade. And that does bode well on a surface like this, where often the ball may keep low and down the ground and hitting straight. Down to Darlington, and the strong throw!
Direct hit!
Oh, he's gone!
Giving it! There
Marvin!
was no grounding of the bat. That is an incredible throw from the man, Marvin Darlington.
Marvin Darlington, the man they call Strapper, with a strong throw. Direct hit and hit. Oh, my word. What a fantastic play. And the batter is in disbelief as he has to walk back Nicholson. And it's all courtesy of one of the brilliant plays we'll see from a fielder.
That's lovely from Marvin Darlington. As Carl mentioned, Strapper showing how he does it professionally. 15 for 2, the Titans after 3.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
इतनी बार बोला है, ऐसे मत लेट किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
जाएगी and then-
हाँ.
बेबी की चिट-चैट 3 minutes में? Impossible. मगर MTR का 3 minute उपमा. Just add hot water, mix, cover और 3 minutes में ready. MTR 3 minute breakfast. India का breakfast.
That thing was on a string. And we're back with the action. We were talking off air about the exploits of Marvin Strapper Darlington. He came up slinging, and what a gun for an arm. And he hits the middle stump from about 50 yards away. And that sends Stuart Nicholson packing. It's 15 for 2 as the new batter walks to the middle. And New Jersey Titans have lost their two of their better batters to some brilliant work. Well, the second to some brilliant work from Marvin Darlington.
Yeah, probably one of the best plays we've seen in the field in the CBTF USPL. Just an excellent piece of fielding, good pickup, good throw, and it all just came together. On the other side, that's a lovely pull from Dave Singh all the way for a CBTF maximum. And he's just hooked that away, one leg up. Extravagant looking shot from Dave Singh. He's on 14.
And you see it here. And after he pulled it, that's when the leg went up. But he hit it out of the middle of the blade. Cannot bowl there to a man of this quality, Dave Singh. Very, very composed. And getting one that was angled down the leg side, helping it on its waist. Picked up the length quite early. And a brilliant shot. And so he takes the total into the 20s. 21 you see on your screen there. And Dave Singh, what a shot.
Another good-looking stroke from Dave Singh. Another boundary, back-to-back boundaries here for Dave Singh. Just cuts that one away over the top.
And you can see the shift of the weight there. Ball on the up, and he just threw the arms at it. Hit it out of the middle of the screws. 1, 2 bounces into the extra cover boundary. And so Dave Singh, not mincing here, not playing around, taking the attack to Asad Ali, to Asif Mahmood, actually.
Yeah, stayed low, that one. Asif Mahmood, good bowling. After being hit for 10 off his first 2, distracts the length back slightly, resulting in a dot ball. But Dave Singh, I don't think he's too worried about it, isn't it, Carl? He's already got 10 on the board. Could get more.
That he could. He could be looking for more here. Looks the player that he's always going to be looking to be scoring, and so gets the response from Jaggernath, and so gets off strike. So good bit of cricket here from the Dave Singh and Advis Jaggernath combination. Good understanding, and Singh already taking 10 off the over, just looking to get off strike straight away.
Yeah, good cricket here from the New Jersey Titans as the new man Advait comes in. Advait Jagannath comes in at 4. Doesn't have to do much, has to just get his eye in. Let Dave Singh do the rest. He's been a pleasure to watch. Dave Singh, probably one of the best technical players in this CBTF USPL. Probably my favorite batsman by far.
Well, he's living up to the hype, so to speak. Has definitely represented himself quite well and has really come to the party. A very classy looking batter, and to have played Ranji Trophy certainly speaks to the fact that you should possess a good bit of quality, and that's on display so far. This one not timed as well as Advait would have liked. Just finds Gagan at short mid wicket. Can't score this time. So, a couple of good looking lusty blows struck by Dave Singh at the top. Got himself off strike. And so he watches now from a front row seat at the non-striker's end as Mahmood with this final ball off the over. It's defended up into the offside. They scamper through for a quick single. And so now they're going to come back for a second, actually. So they get 2 in the end. And so taking advantage, again, good understanding. And so that completes the over. 13 runs from it. It's 28 for 2 after 4.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
And we are back for the 5th over in this matchup between the Washington Seattle Hawks and the New Jersey Titans. A spinner being brought in. Sorry, pace bowler being brought in. I thought it was possibly a spinner. But Bilal Zulfikar is in for his first over of the match. A brilliant pace bowler for the Washington Seattle Hawks. But in front of him, the former Jammu and Kashmir Ranji captain Dave Singh. So what approach will he have to Dave Singh? He already has 2 4s and a 6, 3 4s and a 6. Good looking player, hitting shots on the ground, in the air, just making it look so easy.
Definitely pleasing on the eyes, and definitely putting his quality on display, showing why he is the batter of such repute. Really has looked the part. He's played a stunning hand.
Is an occasional wicketkeeper as well. Dave Singh can do all sorts: bowling, batting, wicket keeping. Says that he also bowls right arm off spin if needed.
So, sounds like you doubt it.
A good looking cut. He'll take one. Have protection out in the deep.
So a decent start here for New Jersey Titans. They're going at just over 7 and over. So again, in a situation where we've seen batters struggle on the surface, we've seen Dave Singh, again, while not easy by any means, he has certainly looked to be able to be better able to cope with the conditions, and so far he has certainly looked a cut above what we've seen here today. And backing across and defending is Advait.
Yeah, just hits that one straight to the point fielder. No run there. And good bowling from Zulfikar. 2 balls, only 1 run.
Again, this time not timing it as well as he would have liked. In addition, not finding the gap. The ball was there. Had he perhaps just picked the gap a bit better, may have at least had a single. And so, again, not the easiest of surfaces to play on, but the batters are starting to adjust, it would appear, or perhaps maybe it's just what we've seen of Dev Singh, as this one is sort of on-driven into the onside. And Strapper is there again. In fact, this time it's not Strapper, but man came up throwing, and the batters were easily able to go through for 1. And if it were Darlington is a man now, a marked man on the field. The batters will always want to know where he is. And sometimes as a fielder you want to put down a marker. Just put that tinge of doubt in the batter's minds. When they play the ball up to you, they know that they have to think twice before contemplating picking up any run or adding any run to their total. Partnership here starting to blossom a bit. 17 off 11 so far. So still in its infancy. We're inside the power play. 1 delivery remaining in the 5th over. So 1 remaining over in the power play after this one. And again, this time there's hesitation there. And they're just getting there ahead of the throw. So the hesitation on the part of Singh and Jagannath. In fact, Jagannath was the one who looked to he stopped initially, and then they ultimately completed the run. Nonetheless, it's 4 off the over, 5 gone, 33 for 2.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
And we are back. The final over of the power play here in this encounter between the New Jersey Titans and the Washington Seattle Hawks. And new bowler being introduced, Ali Umer Anjum being introduced, pace bowler. So continuous pace being brought in, Carl.
That's been effective so far. So continuing with what works, or said differently, perhaps without having the opportunity to do anything else. They may just be deciding that they'll stick with what works and what's been working.
And Strappa's there again. He's been all over the field here, Strappa.
He's everywhere. The man is on a mission, and he's got his heels kicked up and looking to make some contributions. And he's, I think he might be making his first start for this team. In the air and taken.
It's Strappa, the professional. Can't keep him out of the game here. Another piece of brilliant fielding by him. And Dave Singh, one of the most technical batsmen we've seen in this USPL, has to go back to the sheds. 34 for 3 after 5.2 are the New Jersey Titans.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So the new batter walks to the middle, and the left-hander, and so he'll take guard here. Umpire Kumar. Looks like it could be Bilal. So the field adjusts here. Point cover, cover comes around to point. And protection in both places. This one will elude Hyder Ali and gone away for 5 wides. And so not a good delivery from Ali Umair. And you see it running away there past the diving Hyder Ali. As 4 runs then, in fact 5 wides, then we'll add to the tally. Who's the new batter here?
White ball at the boundary.
You want me to continue and then I'll just do it. Who's the batsman? Is Bilal?
Batter is Rahul Mishra. It's a dot, right?
So 39 the total for the loss of 3 wickets. As the action continues here at SUNY Purchase. Now protection being brought into the slip cordon as the short mid wicket comes out and moves into a wide third man. It's almost a third slip sort of a position as the ball is played up into the offside for another single. So smooth sailing, it seemed, for the New Jersey Titans. They did lose their first wicket early on at 8, lost another wicket at 15, and then it seemed as if Dave Singh and Advait Jagannath had found themselves in a position to advance the prospects for the New Jersey Titans. And then as it looked as if they were about to launch, they lost Dave Singh. This one is hit well past Darlington this time, and it runs away for 4. So a good looking shot off the blade of Jagannath, and so that will take the total up to 44. And you see it there, it's going into the side screen, a black side screen in the distance. 44 up on the board, and Jagannath continues to push on here, still not yet into double figures, but the New Jersey Titans going at just over 7 and over, 7.5. And that will close out the over. 11 runs from it. It's 44 for 3 at the end of the power play.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले Visit cbtfspeednews.com.
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
And welcome back to all our spectators. The conclusion of the power play, New Jersey Titans 44 for the loss of 3 after losing their top 3 in Dave Singh, Daniel Williams, and Ewert Nicholson. Bilal Zulfikar to continue struck in front, but the umpire does not move. Some good bowling from the Washington Seattle Hawks. Seem to be a completely different side from when we last saw them.
They have looked the part, have looked really a good unit here. Has played with quite a bit of discipline, and you, as Bilal Zulfikar was about to set off on his run for his first delivery, you could hear the shouts of encouragement from his teammates as they were saying, keep it simple, Bilal. And he opts this time to go a bit wider than they would have liked, so missing the line. And so we'll have to re-bowl that delivery. 45 the score up on the board. And if you were here at SUNY Purchase, you would actually see that the sun has disappeared behind the clouds. And there was a bit of rain in the forecast. It was suspected, I believe the probability was less than 40%. It had changed overnight. So yesterday it was suggesting 40% chance. Today it doesn't suggest that there is any rain, but it does indicate that it's expected to be cloudy, with partly cloudy, high of 90, low of 70. And right now it's approximately 89 degrees Fahrenheit here at SUNY Purchase. Ball will have to be rebowled, and so that adds one more here to the tally. And so suddenly it looks as if Bilal Zulfikar has lost the plot here, has gone a couple times down the leg side, and the score ticks over by 1. Still he's run in 4 times already, only 2 legal deliveries recorded.
And another one missing his line again on that occasion, Carl.
So being implored to change the angle, and usually Bilal bowls with a lot more control, perhaps trying to generate some extra pace and thereby taking him behind the batter a few times, couple of times, in fact 3 times in this over already. Wides totaling 10. That accounts for all the extras.
A good ball there to come back, though. Just a straight front foot defense from Rahul Mishra.
Front foot prod just in behind. And sometimes when a bowler is erratic, it can throw the batter's rhythm off, because you're often not really sure where the bowler is going to bowl. Sometimes when the bowler has control, you can in your mind, you can think in terms of what you expect that he'll be looking to do next, depending on the delivery he bowled previously. When the bowler is erratic, sometimes he's just trying to get the ball on a good line and a good length, just to get himself back settled and focused and sort of reoriented. And you see a little bit of issues here being all over the place, but nonetheless a single pushes the total up to 48 for 3 over number 7 in progress.
Yeah, Carl, decent over from Bilal Zulfikar. 3 wides, but 4 runs in 4 balls, going about a run a ball here. So nothing too expensive, not leaking boundaries, but those 3 extras definitely would hurt him. And just a straight punch from the Juggernaut straight to Strappa. Another throw. A lot of power on that one.
He comes up throwing. He comes up showing off that gun every time. It's kind of Marvin Darlington has a gun for an arm and likes to show it off. As another single pushes the Titans closer to that first team milestone. Always an important milestone just to get past that 50 mark, lay down a marker, and this will bring up the 50 as Bilal, in fact, Siddiqui running in quickly, couldn't get the handle. That closes out the over. 6 runs from it. It's 50 for 3 at the end of 7.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
Yeah, welcome back everyone here for the 8th over in this matchup between the New Jersey Titans and the Washington Seattle Hawks. Ali Omer Anjum to continue his spell. 11 runs from his first over, but the huge wicket of Dave Singh, the opening batsman, starts off with a wide, misses his line there, a smirk from him. Carl, some of the bowlers here, we saw in Bilal Zulfikar's over, missing their line, don't you think?
They have missed the line quite a bit, and as we have said, extras are 11, all coming courtesy of wides, and so the bowlers will have to look to be a lot more disciplined here.
And that's gone straight up in the air, but in no man's land.
And Ariana, I have to tell you, we have to say, in New York, there's no such thing as no man's land. As very expensive real estate. Real estate is quite expensive in New York. And so just landing in an area where there are no fielders. Nonetheless, point is well taken. 52 on the board. Advaith back on strike. He's 10 from 10. And looking to reestablish another partnership here. The New Jersey Titans are in need of 2 batters coming together to look to establish the foundation. They got 44 runs. They got 44 runs in the power play, which wasn't the worst power play that we've seen. Certainly just over 7 and over put them in a relatively good position. But since that power play ended, they lost a wicket in that final over off the power play. And since then, this partnership was starting to evolve just a bit. Advaith on 10, Rahul Misra on 4. Partnership is 18.
Down the track, does not get much timing on that occasion though. Advaith Juggernaut. Good intent shown though by the New Jersey Titans. Coming down the track, but not getting much meat on that one. Good bowling though from Ali Omer Anjum.
Didn't middle it as well as he would have liked, but as we've seen, sometimes the batters telegraph the fact that they're coming down the track, and so the bowler will make an adjustment.
They'll get one here, possibly could get 2. They've run the first one very hard. That's awesome running there from the New Jersey Titans. We didn't see quite a lot of that in the previous matchup between the Gauthams and the Sharks, but that's a very smart cricket there, Carl.
A very, very good understanding between these two, and it was always going to be 2 right at the outset. And in fact, generally in a situation like that, as you run past your partner on the first run, you yell 2 so that they know that that 2 is on. You turn around, you see the fielder is just about to get onto the ball, and you put the pressure on the fielder. In that case, they were able to get through two very easily in the end. And this one is hit well. Around comes Darlington, and they're not going to challenge him.
That's
and
a good throw straight to the keeper's gloves.
The guy has a gun for an arm, and he tests it every time he shows it off. And so Marvin Darlington, not the person to play with. And these batters now have known. They now are on notice that Marvin Darlington will gun you down from the deep. And he has certainly been a find. As he comes into this New Jersey, into this Washington Seattle Hawks team for the first time, and already makes an impression. In the air, doesn't get it as well as he would have liked. Ball was there to be hit. Was short. He picked up the length early, but just didn't middle it.
Yeah, didn't get much timing on that occasion there. Ends though 56 for 3 after 8. The New Jersey Titans trying to get slightly more to put up a respectable total.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है. इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com.
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो.
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here for the 9th over in this matchup between the New Jersey Titans and the Washington Seattle Hawks. And the captain buys it to Dakia's turn to a man that we all know of, Marvin Darlington, a.k.a. Strappa, the professional, keeping things classy in this matchup between them and the New Jersey Titans. Bulls right arm off break.
And comes in here looking for wickets, coming over the wicket, starts with a full toss, and it's hit down the ground towards long on, and they do scramble back for a second, so they get too easily in the end, so just missing his length. And so the first one is usually a loosener, perhaps should have been tugged out of the ground or at least gone for a boundary. Nonetheless, he escapes with just a couple. Better ball this. And again, he's being milked here as it's turned into the onside. Vacant square leg area, at least inside the ring. And so they're easily able to take advantage, picking up an easy single. And so here is where both Jagannath and Misra will have to look to take advantage of the field placements here. Not a lot of singles being protected, so rather than swinging for the fences, take what's being offered on the interior. No man in behind square inside the circle. There's a short mid-wicket. Now there's, in fact, Siddiqui moving into a more squarer position at mid-wicket. And then he also has deep mid-wicket and his quicker delivery from Darlington. So
good change up.
Mixing it up.
Yeah, good work from Darlington. 3 runs, 3 balls. He's got a mid-on, mid-off back, a deep mid-wicket as well. Good placement from the Juggernaut. Keeper runs for it. They'll get easy
and so this is the situation I was talking about, because there is no protection inside the circle between square leg and short leg. There's runs there on offer, and just as we said it, Juggernaut takes full advantage. And not only that, the ball just went to the edge of the 30-yard circle, and they got 2.
Not the best of balls from Marvin Darlington.
Finds
could pierce the gap. Good piece of work.
Jamal Parion
ran all the way to the tree.
And he had to run a long way. And in the end, does bring out the soccer work. And they get 2 for the effort. They do get 2 in the end, but saved what would have been 4 runs. So Jamal
Good looking shot, but straight to the man in the V. Long on, long off is back. So only get one for that.
And that's the end of the over. 8 from it. And so after 9, it's 64 for 3.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
Go. So 64 for 3, 9 gone. And Darlington's over cost him 8. Still wasn't as disciplined as he needed to be. Missed his length quite a bit. Still escaped the over, conceding just 8 given how many times he missed his length. And so it's back to Siddiqui now. In fact, Siddiqui in for the first time. So he will continue the attack here.
Good first ball. First by Siddiqui, but dispatched by Advait Juggernaut. It's the black screen, and first ball up by Siddiqui. Welcome to this match, and for 4.
And there you see just taking a half step, a half stride to get closer to the pitch of the ball, and just hitting it right, just getting right to the pitch in the slot, so to speak, and just slaps it between long on and long off into that side screen. And again, you see a ball keeping low.
Oh, almost another challenge. The man, Marvin Darlington, the man with a gun shoulder. He hit that. Juggernaut had to go back to the pavilion.
Oh, so close. He had it. He was looking at one stump. And had he had a different angle, it probably could have been a different outcome. But nonetheless, they scamper through and they get a single by the skin of their teeth.
And Jamil Perelon is here in the deep, encouraging Marvin Darlington for his efforts. Gotta say, it was very close to getting yet another run out. Marvin Darlington, a gun fielder. And he's hit that. Hit that very well, but there's a man there. He's hit it well, but he's hit it straight to the man at deep mid-wicket. Good coverage. I think that might be Gagan. No, it's not Gagan Kandayo. But regardless, a very good catch from the man in the deep. Siddiqui gets his first.
Had to position himself. Ball was dying on him in the deep. Had to reach forward and take a shoestring catch. Made it look comfortable in the end. And we'll
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
इतनी बार बोला है, ऐसे मत लेट किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
जाएगी and then-
हाँ.
बेबी की चिट-चैट 3 minutes में? Impossible. मगर MTR का 3 minute उपमा, just add hot water, mix, cover और 3 minutes में ready. MTR 3 minute breakfast. India का breakfast.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We just saw an incredible catch from Asif Mahmood on the boundary to remove Rahul Mishra. The captain, Bazit Siddiqui, in his first over, takes a wicket on his third ball. In at number 6 comes in Sunil Kumar.
And so Sunil comes in here with 63 balls remaining. If they go run a ball, they will be somewhere around 140-ish, as the projections suggest. Have to be thinking, or the New Jersey Titans, you would think, should be thinking some score in excess of 160, maybe 170. But still a long ways to go. A number of their top batters back in the hut. Not sure if they have the resources to get them there. But that's one of the things we'll watch here as Siddiqui gets ready to operate to Sunil Kumar.
Shows the intent straight away. Sunil Kumar slash, but straight into Hyder Ali's gloves. 2 to go. A good comeback from Bazat Siddiqui, getting hit for a boundary off of his first ball, Carl. It's a good comeback.
Certainly a good comeback indeed. He is a quality bowler, is Siddiqui. So not to be outdone usually. And this one is steered away. It could be a boundary here as the fielder gives up the chase. And so he's away. With a boundary is Sunil Kumar. And so that's good looking runs. He goes up to, he gets off the mark, takes the total up to 73.
Yeah, good looking stroke from Sunil Kumar to get off the mark. Just opens the face of the bat and finds it into the gap. Siddiqui for his final ball of the over. Just a block. They'll take a single. Good cricket from the New Jersey Titans, manipulating the field here. 74 for 4. 10 completed. And Strappa comes back for one more. He's hit that one very well in the gap. 4 runs there for Sunil Kumar. Welcome back into the attack, Strappa. He's greeted by Sunil Kumar for a CBTF boundary.
So picking the gap well, flighted above the eye line, and Sunil Kumar pupils dilated wide and just extended the arm, slapped it up and over extra cover. So Darlington perhaps needing to bowl with a bit more variation, not as full as he has gone. Goes full again, and this time it's being tugged behind square, and so the batters are off for a single. So Kumar gets himself off strike. Now over to Advait Jagannath. Jagannath 23 from 20. So he is gone at just above run a ball, 115 strike rate, as this one is slapped away up to backward point, and protection in the deep. Only one on offer here.
Surprised they don't look for one on the throw. A little misfield and thrown straight to the man at short covers. Could have possibly had 2 there, but
I think the batters are a little bit more defensive now in their approach after what happened to York Nicholson. They are not so eager to test the fielders, and perhaps that one play could have had some bit of a residual impact, residual effect.
It's a good comeback here from Strappa. 2 consecutive dot balls after being hit for 4, 2 off 4. So a good comeback from Strappa. He's got 1 to go to finish his 2 overs.
And in the air for a bit. And so that one will close out the over. So 7 from it. And so 11 gone. Jersey Titans batting first here against the Washington Hawks. They're 81 for 4.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 81 for 4 after 11 is a score for the New Jersey Titans here playing against the Washington Seattle Hawks. Captain Bazat Siddiqui has gone back to himself for a second over, 10 for 1 from his previous 6. And he's hit firmly by Sunil Kumar, but there's protection in the V. Long on, long off is pushed back. So he'll only get one there. Sunil Kumar rotating the strike back to Advait Juggernaut.
And so Juggernaut and Kumar putting together a useful, are starting to build another partnership here, as we have seen. As soon as the partnership starts to flourish,
Nice flick there from Juggernaut. Protection is there though. Jamil Perlin back there. So only one. Good bowling from Siddiqui. Set a good field for his bowling.
so we've seen these every time we've seen a partnership start to emerge. We've seen the Washington Seattle Hawks strike, and that one just Advait Juggernaut. In fact, Sunil Kumar just able to avoid that, dragging that one back onto his stumps, as he's batted well. Kumar in just a short stay at the wicket.
Yeah, it's good batting from the New Jersey Titans. Washington, Seattle Hawks have to break this partnership as soon as they can. Two set batsmen. It's a good shot through covers. Protection back there, though. Another single, so 4 consecutive singles in Baizat Siddiqui's over.
And so just looking to milk some runs here. Just take whatever is on offer, keep rotating the strike, and when the loose balls come, put them away. That's generally the approach for most conventional cricketers. Oh, looking to improvise. And it's missed everybody, including the wicketkeeper Haida Ali. They scamper back for a second. Throw comes in, not a good one. And they have gone through for 2.
Yeah, Gagan Kandaria out in the deep. Good coverage on the ball, preventing it from going to the boundary, but not the greatest of throws. A good over, though, from Baizat Siddiqui. Has given 7 from his 6, from his 5. And there's a dot ball, so he'll finish with or run a ball from his over. New Jersey Titans 87 for 4 after 12.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
And Marvin Darlington comes back for a third. Strappa running in. Let's hit that one towards covers. Juggernaut will only get a single. Carl, good protection out in the field, only restricting New Jersey Titans for singles here.
That's true. Not a lot of boundaries on offer. I think Darlington, well, we said he was going too full before. He went a little too short there. So still needing to find like the optimal length. And so far, again, the milking continues. So if you're the New Jersey Titans, the strategy here seems to have shifted to just rotating the strike, run a ball, and then take boundaries when they come. Not a bad strategy, as we've seen again here, just like the last over, scoring almost from every single ball. And you know at some point there will be a loose ball here and there. And so they'll have to look to take full advantage of those looseners when they come. 90 on the board, 45 deliveries remain.
Attempted sweep shot on that occasion will definitely get runs. They'll get one of them.
Could be leg buys actually, and it is confirmed leg buys.
Hopefully, Carl, we're talking about the short ball. Hopefully, if Sunil Kumar or Juggernaut crunches one, it's straight into the hands of Jamil Perlin and doesn't come towards us here in the commentary box.
Yeah, you're relying. Ooh, Had he gone to the non-strikers end, might have had a better opportunity. Nonetheless, again, every ball in this over has conceded a run, so boundaries are not being scored, but the Titans are doing a good job of keeping the scoreboard moving.
Yeah, useful runs. Even singles, they call singles smart runs in the T20 format. That ends the 13th over from Marvin Darlington. 93 for 4 after 13.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
ब्रेकफास्ट भूल गया. कर लूंगा.
इतनी बार बोला है, ऐसे मत लेट किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
जाएगी and then-
हाँ.
बेबी की चिट-चैट 3 minutes में इम्पॉसिबल. मगर MTR का 3 minute उपमा जस्ट ऐड हॉट वाटर, मिक्स, कवर और 3 minutes में रेडी. MTR 3 minute breakfast, इंडिया का ब्रेकफास्ट.
So 13 gone, 93 on the board. Partnership here of 24 between Jagannath and Kumar, 24 from 21 balls. They have done a good job of keeping the scoreboard moving. What you would call they have milked the bowlers for the most part. Almost every delivery in the last 2 overs have gone for at least a run. And so good risk-free approach. And then as they approach the fast 5 or the death overs, one would think they would look to see if they can accelerate from here. With 6 wickets in hand, you would think if they accelerated beyond this, they could perhaps get up to a 160-ish. If they should continue at the same run rate, which is 7 and over, they would get to 140. And so would have to be thinking acceleration in the fast 5, 160, 170 might be a good defendable total.
Yeah, Carl, typically on the SUNY purchase venue, I think around 150, 160, definitely a defendable total for the New Jersey Titans bowling attack as Ali Omer Anjum comes in for his third, 17 for 1 from his different 12. That's a good pull shot from Sunil Kumar. A leg up, as we saw the same from Dave Singh. Gets a boundary there.
And that's the quality of Sunil Kumar. And just getting a ball that was just angled down the leg side, a bad ball. And as we've said, they have played smart cricket here. Every time they've had a chance to get a loose delivery, they've put it away. And in between, they've certainly taken the singles on the interior. So good, smart cricket. 28 partnership starting to flourish here between Jagannath and Kumar.
Good looking stroke again. That's in the gap. Chases on for the fielder. He'll get there. Good coverage. Falls over. But only a single. So 5 from Ali Umar Anjum's first 2. Titans too short from that second psychological mark of 100, Carl.
So they are right there on the cusp. Still 40 balls remain. Taking on the pad, looking to pull that one behind square. And a missed opportunity there. Maybe the pace off got the better of Jagannath as he was on the back foot looking to pull. And just mistimed the pull. Nonetheless, a dot ball is registered in the book. One of the few times we've seen a dot delivery bowled in these last 3-4 overs. And this one is hit well straight up to Paralon. And so he keeps the batters to just a single. Inches the Titans close to their second landmark score, which is to cross this 3-figure mark for the first time. And this one will bring up the 100. It comes by way of a wide. And so 100 comes up on the board. It's 100 for 4 inside the 14th over.
Yeah.
Missing his line.
First time we said that today, Carl, considering the low-scoring affair in the first game between the Sharks and the Gautams. But a good display of batting from the New Jersey Titans.
Oh, full and straight. Just defended up into the offside. And still they were able to pick up a single. So singles becoming way too easy here for the New Jersey Titans. And what can the Washington Hawks do to block up some of these singles as they're being milked at the moment? They would rather concede singles rather than versus boundaries for sure, but still they do have to try to restrict the number of singles they're offering.
Swing and a miss there from Advait. Juggernaut ends the 14th over, 101 for 4 after 14 for the New Jersey Titans.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
Boss, you're right. Not if what I'm gonna know, oh me I gonna know.
Any, I don't. And we are back.
So 101 for 4, 6 overs remain. And Juggernaut on 30, Sunil Kumar on strike. He's on.
And Strapa could get his first one here. He does. Strapa, the professional, keeping things classy. First ball of his last over. Just has Sunil Kumar lashing at it, but straight up catches a top edge. And the man at third man makes, sorry, not third man at gully, makes no mistake there. Just basics, and 5 down for the New Jersey Titans.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया, कर लूँगा.
ऐसे मत लेट किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
रही है.
रखो. हाँ.
बेबी की चिट चैट 3 मिनट्स में इम्पॉसिबल, मगर MTR का 3 मिनट उपमा जस्ट ऐड हॉट वाटर, मिक्स, कवर और 3 मिनट्स में रेडी। MTR 3 मिनट ब्रेकफास्ट, इंडिया का ब्रेकफास्ट।
So we're back at the action, 101 for 5. Every time we've seen a partnership looking like it's getting set to flourish, the Washington Seattle Hawks have struck. And this time is Marvin Darlington picking up the prize scalp of Sunil Kumar, as Kumar falls for 23 off 19. And so it's new batter comes to the middle. And
good piece of fielding there from Strapa.
Showing all his wares on display today, and you'll see it here on the follow through. Ball firmly struck, just the one hand. And this time it will go into the onside. Parallon comes around, they go for one, they come back for the second, the throw, and they get there just ahead of the throw. So good work. Good couple of good productive stuff here from the two batters as they continue to keep the scoreboard moving.
Throw was slightly high on that occasion. A bit low, could have landed. Advait in some trouble. The new man, Rahil Amarsi, comes to the crease. And he struck in front, and it's given. The umpire raises the finger. Strapa picks up yet another one. It is last over 2 in this over. Very, very good bowling from Marvin Darlington. Picked up another scalp, and the New Jersey Titans now 6 down, 103 runs.
Oh, what great work from Marvin Darlington. He has certainly made his presence felt. We saw a brilliant run out by him early, took a nice catch, and has come back with a double strike in this particular over and making his presence felt, making his contribution count. 103 for 6 as the New Jersey Titans have starting to fall away.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So Darlington ends his 22 for 2 are his figures, picking up his 2 wickets in his last over. A good spell from Strapa leaves the New Jersey Titans 103 for 6 after 15. And final 5 overs here for the Washington Seattle Hawks to bowl. And the captain has turned to himself, Bazat Siddiqui. He's got 2 to go. He's bowling his third. He's bowled well, 16 runs, 2 overs at an economy of 8. 1 wicket, the key wicket of Rahul Mishra. Gives 1 on that occasion, though, Bazat Siddiqui. Most of his runs have been quick singles, hasn't been giving multiple boundaries. I haven't seen a flurry of boundaries from the New Jersey Titans. Seen them come once in a while, but overall good fielding from the Washington Seattle Hawks.
That we have seen. So have to credit their effort here with the ball and the effort in the field, as we call it. The out cricket has been at a fairly high standard.
A bit short on that occasion. Siddiqui will have protection in the deep, though. So 2 from 2 here for Siddiqui.
So over 16 on the way here. And again, we see the batters just continuing to milk this run production. 105 runs are on the board.
Get 1 again. He's got protection in the deep. Jamer Paralan will recover that one. Lobs it to Strapa. Can't keep him out of the game in any sorts. Siddiqui goes back to his run-up. 3-3 here. Good bowling from Siddiqui. He's got some protection out in the field. Bowling to his field. Very good cricket. Another single. 4 singles and 4 balls here from the New Jersey Titans.
So again, as we keep talking about, they continue to do well in rotating strike. And they've done really well. Productive.
Just misses that. Straight to Kandaria. Signaled buys by the umpire. Missed everything. The bat, the gloves of Haider Ali, and gone straight to Gagan Kandaria. They get runs where they could get them here. The New Jersey Titans with 1 to go for Siddiqui.
And if anything, as we keep talking about, the Titans have been very effective at just keeping the scoreboard moving. Whether they're scoring boundaries or not, they have kept the scoreboard ticking over, and that has to be applauded as the over comes to an end. And there's 5 runs from it. It's 108 for 6 at the end of 16.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
And we are back for the last 4 overs in this matchup between the New Jersey Titans and the Washington Seattle Hawks. Ball is given back to the opening bowler, Asad Ali. Has bowled a maiden and conceded 8 from his 2 overs. So a good pace bowler being brought back when Baizat Sadeki needs him. He'll bowl now in the 18th over. Could be the 19th too, but the quality 12 balls from this experienced pace bowler, running in for his first ball of the 3rd over. Just a miss. A dot ball there for Asad Ali. He'll take that.
And calls for the ball straight away. And that's what fast bowlers do. They run in, sling the leather, and then just calls right back for the ball. Let's go again, guys. And so 23 balls remain in the innings here for the New Jersey Titans. They're going at just 6.7 and over. So on course for a total in the range of 135, 140. Can they escalate that? As this one is played up to Jamel Paralon. He runs in quickly. And he gets the ball back into Hyder Ali. So just one on offer. So 22 then remain, 22 deliveries. And this is shaping up to be perhaps a bit of a subpar score for the New Jersey Titans. That said, runs on the board are runs on the board. Can tend to build pressure on a chasing team. Particularly we see, again, overcast conditions here, which will perhaps contribute to the bowling team when they, or contribute to their effort when they take the field next.
Yeah, Carl, the skipper Tej Patel takes his guard, looking to score some runs, just gets beat on that occasion, straight into Hyder Ali's gloves. Tej Patel, the captain, leading the side today because of the absence of Nathan Stewart, is looking to have to take responsibility on his own shoulders, needs to finish the innings with Advait Jagannath, who's stuck in there for quite a while, so needs to offer his support.
Well, the part of the issue for Advait as well, he's been off strike, and so being the set man out there, if you're Tej Patel, your first order of business would be to rotate the strike, get off strike as quickly as possible, try to get Advait as much of the strike as possible. But again, it's this time he steers it off the square. Oh!
That's sloppy fielding from the Washington Seattle Hawks. There was never 4 there. Must have been 1 or 2, but just edged away towards the slip cord, and no one there. That really isn't 4. Sloppy piece of fielding.
Barely made an effort. Ordinary fielding in the deep. And gives away 4. In fact, perhaps thinking, hey, maybe we are in a good, strong enough position. And immediately is replaced in the deep. And he may be carrying a niggle. He's running a bit timidly, so can't get down. And so he's replaced in that position straight away. And so perhaps not able to get down in that particular region. So as we know, though, it's cricket. Watch the ball find him right here. As soon as he moves to his new position, a ball will go right to him. That's that's how the cricket works.
Pitched up from Asad Ali will get 1. Tej Patel just driving it towards Jamel Paralon. Throws it straight back to Hyder Ali, and he's got 1 more left before the conclusion of this over. A good over in terms of a NJ Titans perspective. Already got a boundary, and the set man back on the strike.
So 1 ball remaining here in over number 17. And the left-hander now will be back on strike. Advait Jagannath has batted well for his 33, but has been off strike for a bit. 33 from 34 has gone just that run a ball effectively.
I'm assuming Jagannath not going to do much, just tapping it away up. Exactly what I was going to say, tapping it away to retain the strike. Smart cricket, 7 runs from the over, 115 for 6 after 17 for the New Jersey Titans.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So we're in the final 3 overs here. And Siddiqui comes back. In fact, starts with a single to Advait Jagannath. And so Jagannath picks up run number 35. And at this juncture in the fast 5, you're at the death. If the ball is not crossing the boundary, you have to think that advantage bowling unit. So the Washington Seahawks, the Washington Seattle Hawks have done themselves quite a bit of good work here at the death.
Good looking shot from Tej Patel, but we'll find the man at long off. Good bowling from Baizat Siddiqui. If they concede even 6 off 6 from this over, I guess Siddiqui will be a happy man. 6 from 6 from the last 3 would result in a score of less than 150, which is an easily chaseable target for any batting unit. However, I haven't seen the greatest things from the Washington Seattle Hawks.
And seeing what we saw earlier today, where a team struggled to get to 8 and 9, nothing can be taken for granted. This one picks the gap perfectly between the 2 Jamaicans. And right between Marvin Darlington and Jamel Paralon. And it's gone away for a boundary.
Yeah, good looking shot from the set man, Jagannath. Just places it in between the gap of James Paralon and Strappa, the professional. Not too classy there from both men. Just placed in the gap. Exquisite.
Sublime, perfectly placed. And so 6 off the over so far.
Crunched from Jagannath. He'll get 4 more. Back-to-back boundaries for Jagannath. Siddiqui under pressure now.
And so Jagannath goes into the 40s and perhaps eyeing a personal milestone, taking control of the proceedings here. 125 for 6.
Good looking stroke, but straight to Strappa, the professional. Won't take 2 on that occasion. Good comeback from Siddiqui after being hit from 8 from 2. Siddiqui to finish. And Tej Patel will take 1 to throw to the keeper's end, but they're safe. Ends the over, 127 for 6. 12 more to go.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले Visit cbtfspeednews.com.
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
And the last 12 here for the Washington Seattle Hawks. Got to bowl a final 12. One would go to Asad Ali, I'm assuming. Got to go with the experience of him. And one of the other three Pacers, Asif Mahmood, Bilal Zulfikar, or Ali Omer Anjum. Seems that they're going back to Asad Ali for Bilal Zulfikar for this over. So Asad Ali to bowl the final. Zulfikar for his first. Steps back. Tej Patel trying to play that one a bit towards third man. Possibly get off the strike, but unsuccessful on that occasion. $11 balls left for the New Jersey Titans. 127 for them.
So, interesting position in this match. Just 11 balls remaining. Still, you would think advantage Seattle Hawks, as they have managed to restrict the New Jersey Titans to less than 7 and over, which is no easy feat. The New Jersey Titans is a very strong team, even though they're playing. They're missing a couple of their stalwarts, a couple of their very dependable all-rounders. No Nathan Stewart, no Vandy Prajapati. Two big contributors to the New Jersey Titans. That said, they are still going at roughly 7 and over, so on course for a total of perhaps in the range of 140-ish, 140, 150, which may not be the most imposing total, but certainly would give them license to push on and defend that total.
Oh, very good looking stroke there by the left-hander, up and over the mid-on region, and that's a CBTF maximum.
And a good looking strike coming off the blade of Amarshi, as he was on his heels and lifting it up and over and smashing it over long off and out of the ground. CBTF maximum. Clean strike. We haven't seen many on the day, and in fact it's the second one in this innings. The first being struck by Dave Singh.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
After a good-looking stroke from the left-hander, Bilal Zulfikar rolls into bowl one more, and he's cleaned him up there. A total miss. You miss, I hit from Bilal Zulfikar. 7 down for the New Jersey Titans now. 134 for 7 after 18.4.
So what we'll do, I'll keep mine and then we'll just go.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
And Only 8 to go for the Washington Seattle Hawks. Udit Patel comes in to the middle at number 9. Both Tej Patel and Udit Patel, members of the Indus Cricket Club, who play in the Millennium Cricket League back in New Jersey. So quite a bit of chemistry between these two players. Should be looking to get to that 150 mark. Would definitely be a defendable total against this Washington Seattle Hawks batting lineup, which hasn't been the strongest of any sort. It's a good ball from Bilal Zulfikar. Starts with a dot to Udit Patel, and he's got 1 to go before he finishes his contributions with the ball today. Again, mid-on, mid-off seem to be slightly shifted away. Not in the V, but a bit away. They'll get a single off that. Strapa is there. They'll get 1 from it. 135 for 7. 6 to go.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी कुछ नहीं
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
ब्रेकफास्ट भूल गया कर लूंगा
कितनी
कर
बार
लूंगा
बोला है ऐसे मत लेट किया करो।
3 minutes
अभी तुम्हारे पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
जाएगी and then
हाँ हाँ हाँ
बेबी की चिट चैट 3 minutes में इम्पॉसिबल मगर MTR का 3 minute उपमा जस्ट ऐड हॉट वाटर मिक्स कवर और 3 minutes में रेडी MTR 3 minute breakfast इंडिया का ब्रेकफास्ट
So we're into the final over here. And Asad Ali will finish things. 136 the total on the board. Tej Patel, the man on strike.
Carl, if you're the New Jersey Titans, you want to get at least 14 from these last 5. 150.
I would agree.
Definitely a defendable total for the New Jersey Titans bowling attack up against this Washington Seattle Hawks batting lineup, which hasn't been the most impressive of batting lineups.
And 150 is another psychological mark, a very big difference between 150 and 149. And so if you can push even to get to that total or get just shy of it, at least you'll feel that you've given yourself something for the bowlers to challenge the bowlers. 7 and an ask, which at this juncture the ask will be at least 7 runs and over. And so irrespective of what happens with these final 4 balls.
Good
runs across the stick, seeing that the ball is going behind him, and wide is signal, so that will take the score up to 139. And so now for sure an even 7, at least an even 7 and over will be required by the Washington Seattle Hawks when they take their turn at the wicket. Still 4 balls remaining.
Carl, just 1 big hit for the New Jersey Titans, and all that confidence will come back. Only need to get around 10 runs from these last 4. Have already got 4 runs from 2 balls. So they need just 1 big hit to get some confidence and momentum to shift towards that 150 mark. And about that hit, that's a very good cut shot from Tej Patel. Will get a boundary. That 1 hit I was talking about, that hit goes all the way towards the forest. Might have to find a search party for that one.
Well, it's still on the asphalt, so that's the good part. Didn't go into the bushes. And so easy find. It was always visible. But now 3 balls remain. They're 7 runs away from that psychological 150 total. And so can they push past the 150 mark? They would need 7 more, would bring them to 15 in this over, which would be the highest individual over in this Manhattan skyline. In fact, I'll take that back. Over number 4 also was a very tall building. And actually, that one was 14 runs. So if they do get 15, 15 would make that the tallest building in the Manhattan skyline. And so, can they get there? That was the question. 143 for 7. 3 balls remain. Asad Ali, the former Pakistani international, with ball in hand, turns in the distance. Sizes up Tej Patel. Will move in momentarily into his run now. Passes the umpire. Full ball driven up to short cover. And they can't score. So good cricket all around. All that for a dot. And so just a couple of balls remaining. Both of these will have to go for boundaries if they should cross 170. Rather 150.
There's good confidence from the captain. Wants to take these last 2 balls on his own. Denied a single there.
And if both don't go for a boundary, at least one has to go for a maximum.
Where does Asad Ali go? Does he go short? Does he go full?
Has to be targeting going full. He does go full. And it's going into the gap. Good boot work.
Looking for 2. Throws at the bowler's end. A very poor throw, though. Good running between the wickets from the New Jersey Titans. 145 comes up. And last ball of the first innings.
So needs to take this one out of the ground to get over the 150 mark. So that might be the only psychological ask, the only remaining question to be answered from a psychological mark standpoint. 150, can they get there? 1 ball remaining, 145 for 7. Can they finish with a strong momentum? Asad Ali.
Deep in his crease. He'll tuck that away. There's protection back there, but it gets past him for a boundary. 149 comes up for the New Jersey Titans. 150 for the Washington Seattle Hawks to register their second win in Phase 2 of the CBTF USPL. And the umpires making their way back to the middle for the second innings between the New Jersey Titans and the Washington Seattle Hawks. Hawks needing 150 exact to register their second win of Phase 2 for this CBTF USPL. 150 is an ideal score on this ground. And with the lineup of the Washington Seattle Hawks and the bowling lineup of the New Jersey Titans, this chase should be an entertaining one. Seems to me that the opening batsmen who will be making their way to the middle are the same 2 from the last encounter that we saw between the Washington Seattle Hawks and the Pennsylvania Cavaliers. Karanjit Singh and Gagan Kandaria. And the New Jersey Titans will be looking to register yet another win and maintain their top 4 position here in this CBTF Speed News United States Premier League. CBTF Speed News, the most reliable gaming platform in the world and the fastest cricket news website in the world. Alongside me is Carl Bennett.
So thank you, Ariane, and some work being done still on the wicket by the ground staff. They seem to have completed their work now, and so the ground staff heads off and the batters walk out to the middle, and we're almost ready for the chase here. 7.5 runs per over, they ask. 7.5, 150 needed from 120 balls as the batters, you see them there on the screen, stride to the middle. U.S. Premier League match number 18 almost through. And remember, match 19 and 20 will take place tomorrow. The Pennsylvania Cavaliers will be back in action. The undefeated Pennsylvania Cavaliers taking on the Texas Cowboys. That match will play at 10 a.m. And then on the back of that, the Carolina Eagles will take on the Maryland Mavericks. The Mavericks have lost just once in Phase 2. And so they are the second place team in the top of the table. And so the top two teams will be in action tomorrow, both playing different opponents, but certainly quality cricket will be on display here at SUNY Purchase. So the batters seemingly have settled down in the middle, and so we'll have the chase almost underway. Gagan Kandaria is one of the batters out in the middle, and then of course Karanjit Singh the other, and so we're almost ready for the chase here. Man with ball in hand appears to be Tej Patel, and so 150 needed from 120 balls. Cricket, lovely cricket, about to get underway.
Yeah, Carl, Tej Patel to take matters into his own hand. The captain has a lot of pace behind him to open proceedings. First ball. And Gagan goes for it straight.
For a moment, man in the deep thought it was on its way to him. In the end, lands just one bounce, comfortable height, so he pulls it down, but Kendria is up and running, and so he is off the mark. And this is not a hard chase, but it's going to take application. Runs on the board are runs on the board, and scoreboard pressure can come into play later on. We'll have to watch and see how that unfolds.
Karanjit Singh to face his first ball of day's play. Tej Patel running in, and just well left from Karanjit Singh. Signaled wide from our umpire, our match officials for today, Saravanan Kumar Venkatesan and Philip Ray, the same two who coordinated our first matchup today between the New York Ultims and the Florida Sharks. So 2 runs already for the Washington Seattle Hawks. A decent start off 1 ball. Tej Patel looking to take a key wicket here in the first over. Patel first. Second, a good leave, and again signaled wide from the umpire. 3 runs off 1 ball here for the Washington Seattle Hawks with an asking rate of just under 7.5.
So Tej Patel losing the plot straight away. So has to get onto a better line to get things started.
Good looking shot from Karanjit Singh to get off the mark, straight to the man at long on.
And the good thing that both these batters have done so far is they've played down the line, played through the line of the deliveries, have not gone on the back foot, have not looked to go across the line of the deliveries, and so have to look to play straight on this surface because of how unpredictable it's played.
Swing and a miss. I think that might have caught an edge on it. Runs away in the gap. We'll get 4 of those.
Whoa, let's see here. Wow, thick outside edge, and it flew. May have gone close to hand. But in the end, streaky but effective. 4 runs. And Kendria quickly gone up to 5. Has not looked in control, but clearly he has one intent here in mind, which is to take advantage of the power play, and he's looking to hit down the ground, which is not a bad option, even though there are 2 fielders positioned out at long on. In fact, now just 1 at long on. The other man outside the circle is now posted at third man.
And a good-looking stroke there from Kendria. Back-to-back boundaries for the Washington Seattle Hawks. Kendria, what did you have for lunch today?
Well, what did he have when he went off the field at halftime? Because here he is on the back foot, just stepping back deep in the crease. And 1 bounce into the boundary. So very clean strike. And again, when you hit down the ground and hit through the line, you have the best probability of success, and so far hitting them very cleanly. Well, hitting that one very cleanly. The prior one did come off a thick outside edge.
An even better looking stroke. Could find the gap. Good fielding.
And cleaned up in the deep. But again, good cricket all around. A very elegant looking shot going down the ground. And it took the work of the man at mid-off and the man coming around from long on to keep it to just a single. But very fluent looking stroke from Kindrea. And the question is, if he continues to hit them out of the middle and he hangs around for any duration of time, does he put the Washington Seattle Hawks in a strong position to chase 150?
Nice from Karanjit Singh, just playing straight. Not the best of throws. Good backup though. 14 for no loss after the first over. Tej Patel, not the best of overs to start off as a captain. But the Washington Seattle Hawks, momentum on their side, 14 for nothing after one.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
And we are back for this second over between the Washington Seattle Hawks and the New Jersey Titans. Hawks chasing 150, 14 put up from their first over off Tej Patel as Udit Patel comes in for the second. And a wide ball signaled by the umpire to start off Udit Patel's first over. Missed his line on that occasion, Carl.
And yeah, we've seen these bowlers give back these free runs, I'm going to call it. And when you're giving away free runs, it doesn't help your cause. And so, again, we saw 3 wides bowled in the first over. In fact, 2 in the first over, and then they've come back with a third here, and this will be a 4th.
Lazy bowling from the New Jersey Titans, missing their line on that occasion. Back-to-back wides from Udit Patel's got to aim towards getting a key wicket in this power play, defending 150, a decent amount on this ground. But the Washington Seattle Hawks opening batsman seems to have a purpose here to win the game.
So, can they make this count? By, in fact, another wide. So 3 on the trot. Missed the plot completely here is Udit Patel looking to give it all back here in over number 2. And already yet to register legal delivery. And my word, cannot find the offside at the wicket with a compass at this point. Struggling mightily. So 17 already on the board for none. We're still, you might consider this part of the first overview. Well, 17 runs from 1 over because this is the first legal delivery recorded here in over number 2.
Yeah, Udit finally gets his line right on that occasion, but 3 runs off 1 ball already, Carl.
And hopefully that will kind of allow him to settle. So rather than going for pace, perhaps should focus initially on accuracy, just getting the length and the line right. And then once he has that figured out, then make some adjustments to attack the ball. And now he's back at it. And this time it might have clipped something on the way through, maybe a pad perhaps. As this time just a dot recorded. Umpire not inclined to signal a wide this time. So 17 still the total on the board. The Washington Seattle Hawks won the toss earlier this afternoon and elected to have a bowl. They were able to restrict the New Jersey Titans to 149. Now a better delivery, much better. That's the Udit Patel we were expecting. So 3 good deliveries following the 3 wide deliveries. And so perhaps now we'll get into a better rhythm. And except now he will have to run in 9 times in this over, presuming he doesn't bowl another wide before it's all over.
Good shot from Karanjit Singh. We'll get one. Protection at mid-on.
So still a couple of balls remaining in the innings, or in the over. 18 up on the board. 7.5 and over was the ask already. The Hawks are going at over 10 and over, so going at 10.8, given that there's still a couple of delivers remaining in the over. In over number 2, half-hearted appeal, ball seemingly angled down the leg side to Kindria. And Kindria has been very aggressive, has looked to attack almost every single ball he's faced so far, and has middled quite a few, as does look a player. Called upon here to help to lay a good foundation for the Hawks.
That's very good piece of fielding from the NJ Titans. They're appealing as if it's gone.
It's gone.
And it is. Kandari has to walk back to the pavilion. 18 for 1, the Washington Seattle Hawks. Udit Patel, after 3 consecutive wide balls, a stunning catch from the man at backward point. That is Sumit Kumar.
And that's a brilliant catch. Sunil Kumar laying out and picking it almost off the turf. And so he picks up the wicket there. He takes the catch there to send Kendria on his way. And so it's now 18 for 1. And Udit Patel does strike in over number 2.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
And Haider Ali, wicketkeeper batsman for the Washington Seattle Hawks, comes in at 3 after an incredible catch from Sunil Kumar at backward point.
And he had to lay out to pull it in. Ball was hit firmly. It was on the up, but it was traveling. And he had to dive to his right, caught it, tossed it in the air, international cricket style. And some bit of flair by Sunil Kumar made it look good. And we have seen some high-level cricket in this particular match. We've really seen some stunning fielding.
Oh, good shot, but hit straight back to the bowler. Parth Patel being introduced. New bowler coming in. A left-arm quick bowler.
So, good start by Parth.
Good ball, and they'll get one. Smart cricket from the Hawks. And that brings the new man, Haider Ali, out to the middle, taking his guard to face his first ball of today's matchup. He's up against Parth Patel of the New Jersey Titans. Patel running into bowl. His first to Haider Ali. And goes short. Appeal from the New Jersey Titans wicketkeeper, but given not out.
Well, the ball wasn't collected, so even if they thought he had played it, the ball was on the turf as they were appealing. And then realizing that it hadn't been caught, the appeal became a stifled appeal. So Haider Ali will settle in once again.
Seems to me they're pushing deep third, slightly back.
Again, this time, slower ball. And Hyder was well through the shot before the ball arrived, so deceived by the change of pace. It's 19 for 1. The New Jersey Titans trying to defend 149.
Misses line on that occasion.
Could
Signaled
be a
wide
wide,
from the
yeah.
umpire. A little bit of undisciplined bowling from the NJ Titans. We've seen a lot of extras here today, Carl.
We have, and already 6 extras here being recorded by the New Jersey Titans, so they're giving back quite a bit of the runs that they had on the board, and they benefited from 15 runs when the Hawks bowled, so the Hawks did contribute 15 to their total as well, but now New Jersey giving a good portion of that back, already giving 6 of those 15 runs back to the Washington Seattle Hawks. 21 for 1. Still a couple of balls remaining in over number 3. Will be a dead ball signaled here as we see the swinging of the arms below the waist from umpire Philip Ray, a man who comes out of the island of Jamaica, and of course his partner Kumar Saravana Venkatarsan. And this one again outside the off stump, another wide. And so wide starting to pile up here for the New Jersey Titans. Already in this over, 2 here from Part. There were 3 in the previous over from Udit and 2 in the over before that from Tage. So all these bowlers have contributed to these numbers of wides that have been bowled. This will
Wide
be another
again.
one.
Misses his line. Once again, Parth Patel. It's not the greatest of starts for the New Jersey Titans bowling attack. 3 paces brought in, 3 different paces brought in, and wide just keep piling up. Parth Patel for his final ball of the over. It's a good ball. He's landed it. Tried to stop it football style, but can't. Yeah, completes the over. 5 from it. 23 for 1 after 3.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So, Udit Patel comes into bowl. His second. And good bowling from Udit to start things away. A dot ball right there to Hyder Ali. He's only played 4 balls and has scored 1 run. So Udit Patel for a second. And they'll get a single to get Hyder off the strike. Good strike rotation here between Hyder Ali and Karanjit Singh. First blood drawn by Udit Patel, getting Gagan Kandaria caught at backward point. The catcher was Sunil Kumar. A fantastic dive to take what I would say was an amazing catch. A highlight reel type of catch. Might have to post that one on Reels later. Sunil Kumar. Just beats the outside edge.
And now that we have all this good footage courtesy of the USPL, we may have to send it over to ESPN for the top plays of the day. As yesterday we actually saw the catch taken by Andre Russell actually made the top plays on ESPN, which they rarely feature cricket in their top 10 plays. And somehow Russell took a stunner, one-handed catch that was able to get into those top plays. Taken on the pad, not out, says the umpire. Ball seemingly angled down leg side. Batters being reminded that it's a long game. Play the long game, son. And still they're going at just under 7 and over now. So the Titans have done well to pull the rate back a bit.
Just a swing and a miss, trying to drive that one. Karanjit Singh, 4 off 12. Pressure building.
So a good one this, a good over this.
It's a good comeback from Yudhit Patel. His first over, first 3 balls were wides, finished with a wicket, and he's been bowling exceptionally well. He's been bowling heat here to finish his second over. Yudhit Patel. And he goes for the big shot. Goes Karanjit Singh up and over. Man chasing under it. Won't get to it. It's a boundary. A very good looking stroke from Karanjit Singh up and over. He'll get runs, 4 of them. 28 for 1 after 4.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
इतनी बार बोला है, ऐसे मत लेट किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
जाएगी and then-
हाँ.
बेबी की चिट-चैट 3 minutes में? Impossible. मगर MTR का 3 minute उपमा. Just add hot water, mix, cover और 3 minutes में ready. MTR 3 minute breakfast. India का breakfast.
So the captain once again brings himself back on, Tej Patel. He's got good pace, Tej Patel. 14 from his opening over, mainly taken on the charge by Gagan Kandaria, but now he's back in the sheds, so could be a good tactic to bring himself back on. To Haider Ali, who's only played 5 balls here today. Tej Patel. Let's play that straight back at him.
So a good start of his second spell. And for the New Jersey Titans to defend their 149, they'll have to look to pick up wickets, or at least look to get this scoring rate moving in the right direction. So they'll have to continue to bring the going rate down, which will push the asking rate up. And so the asking rate started at 7.5. It's now pushing closer to 8. With a couple of dots will do that in the over. Take it. Oh, it's been given. So Tej Patel strikes a loud appeal. And umpire Philip Ray raises the fateful finger. So either Ali departs, he goes for 2. It's now 28 for 2.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है. इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com.
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो.
Visit cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So Marvin Darlington strides to the middle. He'll replace Hyder Ali. Ali went for 2 of 8 balls. And so Marvin Darlington, a quality player, plays a lot of his cricket in the Metropolitan Cricket League. Would have played with the Queens United Cricket Club for a number of years. They were back-to-back defending champions in the Metropolitan Cricket League. A top all-rounder. And so sent in here at number 4 with one goal in mind, which is to get his team over the line, chasing 149. And so he takes guard from umpire Philip Ray and will face Tej Patel.
Up and running right away. Strappa, in a professional manner, tucks it on to the leg side. He'll get 1 to give strike back to Karanjit Singh.
So the man they call Strap Up, strapping, and he's away. So a lot resting on his shoulders here as the throw comes in. Batters are able to get through for 1.
Yeah, Carl, good 6 here from Tej Patel. He's got 1 more to go. He's been bowling exceptionally well. A good comeback from his first over. Only conceded 4 from his 5, and he goes short. Darlington gets a bat on it. It will race away for a boundary. A good-looking stroke from Strappa. Pulls that out of his pocket there, and the Washington Seattle Hawks 34 for 2 after 5.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So Parth Patel comes into the attack here, and he starts with a wide, or comes back into the attack. His first over cost him 5 runs, and so he moves the total then with that wide up to 35. 35 for 2 it is. Karanjit Singh on 9. Darlington on 5. And defended into the onside. This time can't score. And so Darlington, certainly a player of quality, certainly a man who is expected to contribute meaningfully to this total. Again, 35 on the board, 115 more would be needed from 89 balls. Asking rate starting to creep up towards 8.
Oh, good looking stroke from Karanjit Singh, up and over in the V. He'll get a CBT of maximum for that one.
And what a strike it was. The ball in the slot, extending the front foot and punching straight down the ground. And all that needed to happen, players were in retrieval mode. Big strike.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of players, Carl, in this CBTF USPL going up and over in the V. Shorter boundary it is straight. So a lot of straight shots we see batsmen going for on this occasion.
Good comeback delivery.
Just beat out on the outside edge on that occasion, Karanjit Singh. Washington Seattle Hawks 9 runs short from their first psychological milestone of reaching a 50. Parth Patel coming in for his fourth. And a good-looking stroke again from Karanjit Singh will beat the fielder at long off. He'll get his second boundary of this over. Parth Patel under some pressure. 16 from 1.4.
So, missing his length to some degree, went a little bit too full. And Karanjit Singh takes advantage. Couple of lusty blows struck in this over. And so Karanjit already up to 19. This might be the pair for the Washington Seattle Hawks. Both Karanjit Singh and Marvin Darlington, two very aggressive batters. Look to put batters under pressure straight away and tries to attack early in the over. And this time, good strike rotation, just getting off strike. And in fact, a mix-up here in a misfield, rather. And they were contemplating coming back for a second, but in the end, Darlington says no. And so they stay with one. 12 already off the over. Still a couple of balls remaining for the Washington Seattle Hawks. 104 more needed from 86 balls.
Yeah, Strappa to face the last one. And just a nice front foot block. Good running between the wickets from the Washington Seattle Hawks. Will pick up another run. 47 for 2 after the 6. That concludes the power play.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
And new man comes with the ball. Rahul Mishra. Spin being introduced for the first time today by Tej Patel after the power play. Seems to have brought his left arm orthodox, and Strappa has called for his hat, showing no fear of the cricket ball. Strappa wants to take advantage of this over, it seems.
Well, recognizing that slow bowler being introduced here, and he likes the ball. Well, he's a quality player. He plays both pace bowling and slow bowling, perhaps equally well. But once the slow bowlers are on, he'll be looking to go big. A very strong lad is Marvin Darlington. I recall being at a Metropolitan League final that he came to the fore with his team. I forget, needing like 16 or 17 in the final over. And a couple of lusty sixes he hit into the bushes up at Idlewild Park to bring his team over the line. And so he's a very hard-hitting batsman, clean strike of the ball. And if he should hang around for any portion of time, he would put the Washington Hawks in a strong position here to overhaul 149. So 48 up on the board. And they're just about 102 runs away from their target. Oh, in the air for some time, just mistiming. In fact, caught in two minds, it appears, as you see him here, looking as if he was first going to pull, then changing his mind, and in the end, caught in two minds, playing neither of the pull or the defensive prod, and almost just lobbing it tamely back to Mishra on the follow-through.
Oh, he's got Strappa trapped leg before here. going on the back foot. We've said this numerous times, day in, day out. Strappa falls guilty for one of the biggest mistakes batsmen make on this track.
Yeah.
He's fell victim to the back foot, and he's got to walk back to the pavilion. A big blow for the Washington Seattle Hawks here. 49 for 3 after 6.3.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
And the Washington Seattle Hawks in a bit of trouble. 49 for 3, chasing 150. Need 100 more runs from their 13.3 overs. New man Jamel Parlan comes to the crease at number 5, left-hander.
And he comes in at a crucial point. 101 more needed from 81 balls. Still asking rate, still well within reach. Still going at about the same ask as at the outset, which was 7.5 to begin with. So 49 on the board, on the verge of crossing of 50 here, but still just about a third of the way towards their ultimate target. Ooh, again batter Parallon on the back foot, and again we've said it so many times, you can go on the back foot at your own peril in this track. We saw the batters that have attained success hitting down the ground. And takes a thick outside edge, runs away towards the third man boundary, and may cross the line. In fact, it does so now. So he gets away with a streaky but effective boundary. Brings up the 50 in the process. 50 comes up inside over number 7. It's 53 for 3 with one ball remaining here in over number 7.
A big appeal for leg before, but the umpire remains unmoved. A huge appeal from the New Jersey Titans camp.
They thought they had Jamel Parallon trapped. He was looking a little dubious. The over comes to an end. 6 runs from it is 53 for 3 after 7.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
इतनी बार बोला है, ऐसे मत लेट किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारी ट्रीट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
जाएगी.
रखूँ. हाँ.
बेबी की चिट चैट 3 minutes में इम्पॉसिबल, मगर MTR का 3 minute उपमा जस्ट ऐड हॉट वाटर, मिक्स, कवर और 3 minutes में रेडी. MTR 3 minute breakfast, इंडिया का ब्रेकफास्ट.
Dave Singh being introduced now with ball in hand. I did mention while he was batting, does bowl occasional right arm off spin. So being tested out here now, Carl.
Well, let's see what Dave Singh can bring to the equation. They need wickets. They had a loud shout against Jamel Parallon on the previous delivery. On the last ball of the previous over, he survived that appeal. But Singh now coming to the party. He'll be bowling to Karanjit. Karanjit has batted well, but still needs to keep going for from a Washington Seattle Hawks perspective as they scamper through for an easy single. 54 on the board. They have to look to rebuild here. They've had a couple of decent partnerships, nothing substantial. 21 between Darlington and Karanjit Singh. Singh contributed 14, Darlington 21. Kendria and Karanjit shared in an 18-run partnership that spanned 12 deliveries. Haider Ali and Karanjit Singh shared in a partnership of 10, and they faced 15 deliveries in that partnership. And so here another delivery being turned into the onside. In fact, loses his footing and he's off and he's going to be run out. So lost his footing, lost the bat, and an unfortunate bit of cricket here. And Jamel Parlon, it happens to the best of them. You see it here. He's well short of his ground, not even in the frame. And so the fourth wicket falls. It's 55 for 4.
Unlucky here from Jamal Parlon. Just trips. Can't do much about that, but say it's bad luck.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
And Asad Ali comes in at number 6. His team needs him to stay in there with Karanjit Singh, the well-established man. 95 required for victory in their 95 more required for victory in their allotted 20 overs, as Dave Singh has been bowling quite well. Has already produced a wicket in his over. Dave Singh to continue innovation to start off from.
Interesting first ball. Interesting approach to the first ball. and it goes reverse sweep straight away. And that's the travails of the modern day cricketer. And a couple of good balls here from Dave Singh.
Yeah, it's going to be looking at targeting his pads, trap him just like how he's been trapping every
starts with the wide actually
batsman, these spinners. Not a good ball there from Dave Singh. Assuming that he's going to be looking a bowl where he could trap the batsman on the back foot. A good looking stroke. Hit or miss that one is, and he's hit that one
into the branches of the trees. A CBTF maximum, and it looks like it's either going to be feast or famine here for Asad Ali as he goes big, goes upstairs to get off the mark. 62 for 4 with the ball still left in the over. So the umpire is confirming the number of balls remaining here.
Interesting to see Asad Ali's approach, Carl, when it comes to batting. Seems that he's just going to swing at whatever's being thrown at him, but let's see if he has a single double or possibly putting away some sort of ball strategy that every batsman has. And no, it doesn't seem like he's going to do that. It seems like he's going to go for everything, swinging it back at the trees.
So consecutive maximums, another CBTF maximum for Assad. And he finishes with a couple of those, 15 off the over, 68 for 4 after 8.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
कितनी बार बोला है ऐसे मत लेट
So
किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारी ट्रीट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
जाएगी.
रखूँ. हाँ.
बेबी की चिट-चैट 3 मिनट्स में इम्पॉसिबल. मगर MTR का 3 मिनट उपमा जस्ट ऐड हॉट वाटर, मिक्स, कवर और 3 मिनट्स में रेडी. MTR 3 मिनट ब्रेकफास्ट, इंडिया का ब्रेकफास्ट.
No, the next.
Rahul Mishra to continue proceedings with the ball ball in the 9th over in this matchup between the New Jersey Titans and the Washington Seattle Hawks. Picked up the wicket of Marvin Darlington in his first over. So looking to continue that wicket taking process as he bowls the first one of his second over.
So starts with a dot. Again, asking rate not overly imposing. 7 and over is effectively run a ball or just about run a ball. So, but rather than looking to turn the strike over, batters are looking to get there in boundaries. And we saw a couple of lusty blows struck by Assad Ali in the previous over. Can't allow pressure to build by absorbing deliveries here. And now fielder doesn't, and I think that's what cost, doesn't get behind it well and allow the batter to get off strike.
Carl, I don't mind much. I want to see some Asad Ali big hits here. I want to see him whack the ball back into the trees.
Well, you'll get your chance. Oh, looking to again go reverse sweep, so he must like that shot quite a bit. He's pulled it out a couple of times already unsuccessfully, but not to be deterred. So 69 of total on the board.
Oh, Asad Ali show here. One bounce into the ropes for a boundary. A very good looking stroke from Asad Ali. Almost hit us here in the commentary box, but a very good looking stroke. Winds up the bat just like one of those wind up toys. And he's executed well here.
So excellent striking from Asad Ali. 16 from 6 already. And really looking like a player with a flight to catch or a date set up. As he's looking to go quickly and to get these runs, get this over with.
Oh, excellent strike into the trees again. I think Asad Ali has something against the trees here today. He's hitting them straight down the ground.
So another maximum to close out the over. 11 runs from it, and it's 79 for 4 after 9.
What a shot. What a shot. These big hits.
So 79 for 4. Strike rate of 314 for Asad Ali. 22 from 7 balls. 3 CBTF maximums already under his belt. And a C ball, hit ball. And he has been hitting them and hitting them out of the middle. 3 6s, 1 4 so far. And Udit Patel to continue here. Udit would have bowled 3 overs, 1 for 22 previously.
I wonder, Carl, will the change in pace break through Asad Ali's rampage? He's taking on Dave Singh and Rahul Mishra on the charge, but the captain has turned to Udit Patel, his wicket-taking option. See if a change in pace can break through the gates of Asad Ali.
as long as he doesn't reverse sweep here. Gets a good ball. Does Karanjit Singh. And we've seen Asad Ali pull out the reverse sweep a couple of occasions. And with a player that can strike it as cleanly as he has struck it so far, why would you pull out the reverse sweep? Might be the question you would ask yourself. Because we've seen batters get out playing that shot. And as a fan, as a patron, as a spectator, you wonder, like you'd rather seeing a player get caught hitting down the ground or getting caught on the fence rather than playing a reverse sweep and not executing it correctly and then losing their wicket in the process.
Yeah, Carl. 2 consecutive dots for Karanjit Singh here. Good bowling from Udit Patel. And they'll just scamper away for a single. And Asad Ali, the big man, 22 off 7, is back on the strike. He's taking the spinners on the charge. Let's see if he can do the same here with Udit Patel.
So, surveys the field. Men are scrambling in all sorts of directions as reinforcements now coming in at straight mid wicket. Long on is back, or long on is in position, long off is in position. Deep extra cover is there, so a bunch of boundary riders here for the Asad Ali show. Think outside edge, this will be 4 more. Or in fact, no, there's a protection at deep third man. They're coming back for a second, and they get home in the end. So there was a man posted at deep third man, and he came around but couldn't stop the batters from crossing for a couple. So both batters now on 24. 82 the total on the board. 68 more needed from 62 balls. And so the equation reducing here slowly but surely down to effectively run a ball.
Just hits that for a single. Asad Ali. Smart cricket is already at 25 runs. Seems like he is not only a slogger, but is using a good cricketing mindset here, Carl.
So just stroking the ball up to through the offside, and gets a single for the effort. So here is Karanjit back on strike, looking to go across the line this time. And that's where batters have fallen into trouble on this track. As the over comes to an end, just 4 runs from it. So a good one from Udit Patel. It's 83 for 4 after 10.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है. इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com.
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो.
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
We are halfway done with the run chase here between the Washington Seattle Hawks and the New Jersey Titans. The Washington Seattle Hawks chasing 150 after 149 was put up by the New Jersey Titans. But it's been the Asad Ali show. 25 runs in 9 balls from Asad Ali, the former Pakistan international cricketer. And the captain has turned to the left arm orthodox spinner Gurmeet Dadlani. The first time we're seeing him bowl today. Gurmeet is a New Jersey local, plays in various different leagues such as the Cricket League of New Jersey. So let's see, homegrown talent, local talent here. I got to see if he could break through the defensive of Asad Ali and Karanjit Singh. If he could break this big partnership, Gurmeet. The captain has put some trust in him. And Gurmeet to bowls first. Tries to ramp at the occasion. Gurmeet appealing as if it's plumb, but given not out by the umpire.
So again, we see these improvised shots, these shots being pulled out of the top drawer as they're trying to, or some drawer, not the top drawer yet, because they haven't yet executed one of these attempted improvisations.
Yeah. Stuck that away for only one. A good piece of fielding from Gurmeet. Chases after the ball on his own, taking responsibility, and dabs up Asad Ali, respecting the game, one cricketer to another. And Gurmeet to Karanjit Singh, the established opener. Both these men seem to be going at a fairly good run rate. 6.83 required. If these two stay out there, Carl, it will be trouble for the New Jersey Titans.
Well, again, looking to paddle a foolish delivery. May have been angled down the leg side based on the attempted, the shot attempted.
Good bowling from Gurmeet. 3 balls, only conceding 1 run. Seems like the captain's decision to turn to him might have been a good one here by Tej Patel.
And when the batters start to struggle to score runs, that's when they look to take chances, take some risks. And here they'll look to scamper through for a single. And they get through in the end. Easily completed when all is said and done. So good over so far from Gurmeet Dadani. And he has been very effective. Just a couple of runs in the over so far. Full toss this time.
Good innovation, but no runs
paddled,
there.
yeah, not able to score. And Asad Ali being admonished by his players' pavilion for attempting that shot, saying the ball is being bowled too slow to be attempting it. So this time he's back and punching it up into the offside to keep strike. As the over comes to an end, 3 from it. It's 11 gone. It's 86 for 4.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
इतनी बार बोला है, ऐसे मत लेट किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
रही है.
रखूँ. हाँ.
बेबी की चिट चैट 3 minutes में इम्पॉसिबल. मगर MTR का 3 minute उपमा जस्ट ऐड हॉट वाटर, मिक्स, कवर और 3 minutes में रेडी. MTR 3 minute breakfast, इंडिया का ब्रेकफास्ट.
And we are back. Rahul Mishra given the ball again. Surprised that the captain has gone to the left-hander after Asad Ali targeted him in his last over. So after looking at Gurmeet's stellar first over, might have decided the captain, Tej Patel, that bowling left arm orthodox might be the way to go. 64 required in these last 9 overs with a required run rate of just over 7. Asad Ali, a man who's slowed down slightly. If him and Karanjit Singh can stay there till the end, might be troubling for the New Jersey Titans. Daniel Williams, the man with the gloves. And a decent looking stroke from Asad Ali. Intent was there, but only picks out the man at long on.
So has continued to attack. As Asad Ali only knows one way to go. And it's been effective so far. But Mishra is a wicket taker. And so being called upon here.
Oh, good looking stroke.
Should be
That's
out.
gone high in the air, but oh, what a catch. Fielders collide. That's a good looking catch. I thought that would have came here for 6, but it's a good catch. Tumbled on each other, the two teammates, but huge moment in the game. His partnership has been broken and the established Karanjit Singh has to go back.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है. इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
And a tremendous piece of fielding here by the New Jersey Titans. A good catch by Rahil Amarsi. The man at the deep mid-wicket region collided with his teammate Ewart Nicholson. But a good-looking catch from Mr. Amarsi. And he smiles back at the commentary box.
Had to concentrate. The ball was in the air for a long time. Both he and Nicholson had converged on it. And in the end, really good concentration to reel it in and to send a dangerous batter back to the hut. This one is sliced away down to third man. The batters come around for another couple.
Good piece of fielding by Sunil Kumar though at the boundary. So one partnership broken. Rahul Mishra will have to go for the big hitting. Asad Ali, and that's another one. Hit into the tree. Save your legs, Asad Ali. And he's talking to the wicketkeeper. Gives him a fist bump there, Daniel Williams. Wonder what the conversation is there, and that's a huge shot. Good looking shot, already on 36 runs. There, Asad Ali.
So Asad Ali has shown up here to the party, playing a cameo of real significant importance for the Washington Seattle Hawks, and has really been brilliant at the crease, smashing it all over. And he has gone effectively over 300 strike rate. And hits this one again through the offside. Runs on offer here. They go for one, coming back for a second. And so he continues to look the part.
A good piece of cricket here from the Washington Seattle Hawks. Very confused that they aren't bringing the field in. It's the last ball of the over. Asad Ali might just be looking to tap it away for a single to retain strike.
Yeah, that's
exactly the case there.
As he finds the gap, they are going to go for two, actually. And so Asad Ali doesn't strike me as a player who's looking to take ones. And was trying to find the boundary. In the end, it's pulled back. Nonetheless, they get quite a few off the over there. And so the over finishes with 11 from it. It's 99 for 5.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
And the captain, Tej Patel, has decided to go back to the left-arm orthodox bowler Gurmeet Dadlani. Good first over from Gurmeet, only conceding 3 runs. So looking to do the same and picking up the key wicket of Asad Ali as the new man, Pavan Kumar, the lefty, will take guard. And he's cleaned him up. First ball, Gurmeet Dadlani, getting him on the back foot. And that's a very, very good ball from Gurmeet. Just trapped him in the flight there again. On the back foot playing here is a very, very dangerous. Good turn there as well, and he's cleaned him up.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
Washington Hawks 6 down now after losing Pavan Kumar. Trapped first ball, cleaned up by Gurmeet Dadlani. Good piece of bowling from him. 3 runs, 1 wicket, and 1.1 overs bowled. The captain, Baisa Tadeki, comes in at number 8. He's got plenty of bat in him. Can score lots of runs, and in my opinion, and I don't know about you, Carl, this would probably be the last partnership where you can actually get substantial amount of runs.
Well, 51 to get from 47 balls. It's all hanging in the balance for the Washington Seattle Hawks. They have it all to do. 6 wickets down. And they still have 2 dangerous batters at the wicket, particularly the man standing at the non-striker's end, Asad Ali. So he has to be thinking to himself, needs to stay there to the very end. They're off and running. And
and that's sloppy work. Asad Ali's gotta go. A run out, and as we said, they needed the wicket of Asad Ali. A throw straight into the gloves of Daniel Williams, the gloveman. And they knew it from the start that he was gone. A very, very important cameo from Asad Ali. 40 off 18. Thought that the game was in the bag for the Washington Seattle Hawks because of him. But he has to go.
There's a bit of a dispute here. Not sure what the dispute is. But so we'll pause here and wait for the resumption.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
Yeah, that's a very important wicket. They needed it.
New man Ali Omer Anjum comes to the crease at number 9.
So 2 wickets in the over, and the all-important wicket of Asad Ali, who goes by way of run out, and he's played on. So 3 wickets in a row, so an unusual hat-trick. It's a hat-trick, but not a hat-trick in the real sense, in that the bowler doesn't get credited for all 3. And so 3 in a row as Washington Seattle Hawks have fallen away here. It's now 99 for 8.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So what a turnaround. The New Jersey Titans have picked up 3 wickets in the space of 3 balls. And suddenly what was 99 for 5 has turned into 99 for 8. And now the Jersey Titans have wind in their sails, looking to close out the Washington Seattle Hawks. And what an over this. A maiden so far, 3 wickets in the over. 2 wickets credited to the bowler, 1 by way of run out. And the wheels have come off here. Oh, this will bring up the 100 in style as Asif Mahmood goes down the ground and goes big. 100 comes up. It's now 105 for 8.
Yeah, just misses his line on that occasion, Carl. And Asif Mahmood won't hold back a CBTF maximum.
So, huge strike. And the umpire will want to inspect that ball when it's returned. As a big strike. And some big hitters in the Washington-Seattle Hawks lineup. So the question is, how much will they be able to contribute here towards the end with still 45 to get, 43 balls. Really, run a ball is the equation, but can they survive a run a ball chase here, or will they have to continue hitting for the fences? Only 2 wickets in hand, or 1 batter remaining in the hut essentially. Goes big in the air. Gone a long way. Another CBTF maximum. Asif Mahmood on the charge.
Might be the new Asif Ali here, huh, Carl?
Well, the over, what started as an over with 3 wickets in succession, ends with 2 maximums at the end. 12 off the over. It's 111 for 8 with 13 done.
So Asad Ali's departure has brought Asif Mahmood into rampage. And Tej Patel, the captain of the NJ Titans, has put responsibility in his own hands. He'll be running into bowl to Baizad Siddiqui, the captain of the Washington Hawks, and he's given, that's Asif Mahmood who's on the strike, and a very good ball from Tej Patel, the captain of the New Jersey Titans, lands plumb in front, and only 1 wicket away are the New Jersey Titans from continuing a 4-1 run in Phase 2 of the CBTF USPL.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So we're back to final pair here at the wicket. Bilal Zulfikar walks out to join his captain Baizid Siddiqui. 38 needed from 40 balls. So there are fewer runs needed than balls remaining. But that said, they're down to their last pair. as they have given it away. Perhaps the Washington Seattle Hawks, they were going well, but then they started to lose wickets. One particular over, it fell completely away. Over number 13, bowled by Gurmeet Dadlani. And in that particular over, 3 wickets fell in three consecutive deliveries to open over number 13, which has effectively broken the back of this run chase. And so 38 more runs are needed, but the last pair are out in the middle. No other batter in the hut can contribute to this effort. So it's up to these two. What can they deliver here?
Yeah, Carl, if I was Bazat Siddiqui at this point, you have to cover all these balls, all 39 of the remaining balls that the Washington Hawks can play. Bazat Siddiqui, the only batsman who is left, who is a recognized batsman, so he's gonna have to take responsibility.
Well, right now he can't save Bilal here, as Bilal is the man on strike, so he'll have to defend a few at least. So he'll have to survive this over, and even if Siddiqui is supposed to be the man to steer this ship home, he'll have to have some faith in Bilal to survive this over. Still a couple of balls remaining, and then it will be over to Bazid Siddiqui. Does well, clips it towards the third man region, protection out there. And so they'll scamper through for one. In fact, they won't take one. So Siddiqui realizing perhaps that he would have to turn the strike over, or that he may want to keep striking the next over, decided not to take the single there. So would be expecting Bilal Zulfikar to be defending here. And defend he does. Watches it go by. That completes the over. 1 run from it. It's 14 gone, 112 for 9. So 6 overs remain. And now it's the Bazid Siddiqui show. 38 to get from 36 balls. Asking rate 6.4, 6.33 actually to be precise. And so question comes down to, can Siddiqui steer the ship home? He clearly has put his hand up to do so single-handedly, as he refused a single on the previous ball, on the second to last ball of the over, which means his intent here is to take control of proceedings. And he'll have to face a pretty sturdy bowling unit here, as Udit has come back into the attack. So he'll bowl over number 14. Swing and a miss. And so good start here for Udit. .38 from 35, and now every man in the Players Pavilion is suggesting he has all day to bat. They too had all day to bat, and they didn't. And now they can only watch and shout instructions from the sidelines. And it's up to the captain once again to have to steer the ship. So another swing and a miss here, and this time they do go through for a single, which is, and the keeper might have been struck awkwardly, and there's a call for assistance here, and so we'll pause while the wicket keeper is being attended to and return on the other side. It's 112 for 9.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
Easy.
Only one wicket required now for the Washington Seattle Hawks to end their innings.
So 113 for 9. So 37 more runs are needed from 34 balls. But only 2 individuals can, from the Washington Seattle Hawks, only 2 individuals can have any further say in the outcome. All the other batters are in the hut, and so it's up to these 2. By Zaid and Bilal, the double Bs. And ball outside the off stump. And Bilal electing not to take any chances here. So not sure what the strategy is. I saw in the previous over, Bayzid refused a single. But then the second ball of this over, he does take one, so gets himself right off strike. So I'm not sure I understand exactly what the strategy is. And Bilal is shouldering arms, defending the ball into the onside, and so they take off finally for a single. But Bayzid was sitting on the bat there again, not sure that. So it's unclear what the strategy is that's being employed here. If in fact there is one, but we'll see. Still 32 balls to go. And still really a run a ball chase for all intents and purposes. So not out of the realm of possibilities here for the Washington Seattle Hawks by any means. If they are satisfied in just tucking the ball around and taking ones for the time being, and then maybe targeting one particular bowler, that could be an option, but so far it doesn't look like they have any real strategy, like something that, all right, we can see exactly what it is that's being planned.
Very surprised here, Carl, that Bayzid Siddiqui isn't, in my opinion, hogging the strike. Only last recognized batsman. You can't be trusting your number 11 to be scoring 36 runs off 31 balls. Very surprised the captain is not hogging strike here.
Does well, flicks this away. And this one will run away for a boundary to close out the 15th over. 6 runs from it. It's 118 for 9 at the end of 15. So up comes the fast 5. Fast 5 over. Overs coming up here. We're at the death. And so 118 on the board. Still 32 more needed. Again, run a ball effectively is the ask. 32 from 30, not the most imposing ask, but when you're down to your final pair, there's no margin for error. And so now in comes, let's see, a new bowler, in fact, being introduced here.
I think they are going back to Gurmeet Dadlani. I think the captain wants to end the match right here, just giving the ball to his left arm orthodox to pick up the quick wicket of Bilal Zulfikar.
And Dadlani, 2 overs, 2 for 15 so far. And so here he is. And bowls a good ball. It's first up. So what a match we've seen. In fact, we've seen 2 relatively good matches today. The first one was a low-scoring match. This one, not a high-scoring match by any means, but certainly a better match than the one we saw earlier. We've seen some good striking in this particular match, some good bowling, really some spectacular fielding at times. This one is hit well into the mid-wicket region, protection out there, so we'll only yield a single.
Very surprised he went on the aerial route. Last partnership here. Big risk from Bilal Zulfikar, but he lives to see another day.
Feeling as if he is thinking he has to throw caution to the wind here. And so going, taking them however they come. Can't afford to just sit back and let it happen. Has to make it happen instead. So, by Zid on strike. And it's not clearly not a ball striker. He struggled to get the bat on ball at this juncture. In fact, the last few has absorbed quite a few deliveries. The scoreboard is showing 6 from 7, but in the air. Is this it? Is this it? Man runs back. Oh, can't get around to it. And it runs away towards the boundary. They're going to come back for a second. Was in the air for a long time. And the man out there was caught in 6s and 9s, turning and turning and turning, not able to find the ball over his shoulder. And in the end, a couple to Bazid gets the total up to 121. And reduces the equation to 29 needed from 25. Oh, this is hit well in the air. Should be out, and it's all over. Caught by Tej Patel. And so the New Jersey Titans defend 149. And they end up winning quite comfortably in the end as they win by 27 runs. And so the good work of the New Jersey Titans finally has paid off here as it's all over bar the crying. They win, in fact, and they win in the end by 28 runs to be precise. And so a good match comes to an end. We'll pause here as the handshake happens out in the middle, and we'll return on the other side with a couple of interviews. And again, before that, though, a reminder that tomorrow the doubleheader, another doubleheader is on tap in the U.S. Premier League, as the Pennsylvania Cavaliers will take on the Texas Cowboys tomorrow at 10 a.m. and the Carolina Eagles will then take on the Maryland Mavericks at 2 p.m. So stay tuned. And we'll return on the other side for a couple of words.
What a match we've had here at the SUNY Purchase venue. Match number 18 of Phase 2 for this USPL match between the NJ Titans and the Washington Hawks. But before I'd like to go any further, I'd like to thank our title sponsor, CBTF Speed News, the most reliable gaming platform in the world, as well as our associate sponsor, MTR. I'm here with the man of the match of today's match, Gurmeet Dadlani, for his awesome bowling performance. 3 overs, 18 runs, and 3 wickets. Gurmeet picking up the key 3 wickets and breaking crucial partnerships for the Washington Seattle Hawks. What was going through your mind?
In my head, I just wanted to contain runs, but more than anything, it feels good to contribute to a team win.
I know it's your first game of this CBTF USPL. Were you under any sort of pressure before coming into the match?
Not really. Just coming back off injury, I wanted to do my best, give 100%. Glad I was able to execute that today.
That's awesome to hear, Gurmeet. I'd like to next call up the founder of the USPL, Mr. Sandeep Singh, and ask him a couple of questions. So we're here with the founder of the United States Premier League, Mr. Sandeep Singh. Just wanted to ask you a couple questions, Mr. Sandeep. Firstly, the USPL is a huge platform for all young cricketers, emerging cricketers. What's the main goal of the USPL here?
Well, I think the main goal was to make sure that we can grow the sport of cricket within the United States as well. There are a lot of other platforms who are doing the same as well. So we're contributing to the collective. And it seems to be going really, really well. And I think we want to make sure it becomes bigger and bigger as we move into next seasons as well.
Thank you, Mr. Sandeep. I'd like to call up the winning captain, Mr. Tej Patel from the New Jersey Titans stage. Your first outing as a captain today, how do you feel?
It was good. It was actually second outing. Last one also we won pretty comfortably, and this one also, I had trust in my bowling lineup, and everyone did pretty good job.
Gurmeet was mentioning how you as a captain, you put some reinforcement on him and to your boys. Must be a proud feeling going 4-1.
Yes, definitely. I mean, we were missing few spinners last game. This time they came around and they did the job.
Thank you, Tej. All the best for the rest of the USPL. And next, I'd like to call up the Washington Seattle Hawks captain, Baized Siddiqui. Baized, not the best outings today. What's going through your thought process right now?
A bit disappointed, we thought we did extremely well keeping them under 150. The target was exactly 150. It just, in crucial moment we keep losing wickets. Same story every single game. It's a bit frustrating.
I know Gagan Kandaria had a few big hits in the initial stages, and then Asad Ali going on hitting 40 off around less than 20 balls. Was there a time where you as a captain thought that you possibly had this game in the bag?
Oh yeah, this definitely was our game to lose. After 10 over, we needed only 60 more runs, and the way Asad was playing, we actually thought that if he stays 5-6 overs, we would have won that game by 15-16 overs. But unfortunately, that run out cost us the game. Probably, that's
all good. All the best for the rest of the season, and thank you, Baized. Catching all the live action here from the SUNY Purchase Ground, CBTF USPL.